Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Take 5 for Torah. Today is July 9th, and the question is, why do we do that? Today is a little different than some of the normal customs that we discuss. I would like to discuss something about this week's Parsha, Parshas Balak, and an anomaly of how the Torah is set up in the Parsha. We know that the Torah has a lot of indentations, and the Torah has many different openings and lines. I'm going to open up to a page here. This is the Torah's page of Aseret HaDibrot. There's so many openings and so many indentations and new paragraphs. There's sometimes practically more space than letters. Right? What's the point of such spacing? Chafetz Chaim very famously said that the purpose of those spacings was for Moshe to take out some time to evaluate what he had just heard and to consider what is the best way for me to impart this message to Bnei Yisrael ultimately. First he taught Aaron, then he taught Nadav and Avihu and Elazar and Itamar, then he taught the Zakanim, and then they helped move things along. The Gemara in Eruvin says that amounts to 4 different teachings, and some say that explains why the Talmud Bavli tends to have 4 lines of Rashi and Tosfos at the top of most, 99.9% of the pages in the Talmud, to represent these 4 times that we're supposed to review, that Moshe reviewed everything on the way down to teaching Bnei Yisrael. So he needed those openings in order to evaluate. You don't just take something in and then you just throw it right out and you say, well, I got it this way, right? There has to be preparation that goes into everything. And you have to figure out, if you're in such a position, what is the best way for me to impart this message so that it will be accepted, received, and put into place by people in order to access it themselves. This is, of course, a challenge for every teacher. To get it into the student's head, that's the first challenge, but to get it there in a way that it's accessible by the student so that the student can remember it and recall it and bring it up when necessary. So, in contrast to the page I showed you before from Aseret HaDibros, which is perhaps the most significant conversation taking place between God and Moshe, here are the pages of Parshas Balak. See this page here? No openings. Straight text. See this page here? No openings. Bilam is arrogant. He knows everything. Look at the pages of Parshas Balak. No openings. This arrogant prophet, it just ends to the end of the Parsha. This arrogant prophet says, I don't need any spacing. I don't need any consideration. It's amazing when Moshe sees a stick turn to a snake, one of the miracles God showed him. Right? As soon as he saw it, Vayonas, he jumped. Oh my goodness, what happened? Whoa. Right? When Bilam sees a donkey start to talk to him, right, he just takes it in stride. He's a magician. He's a koseim. He's a sorcerer. Right? Bilam HaKoseim. He's never called Bilam HaNavi. He's a sorcerer. He should have responded like Moshe. A talking donkey! I never saw that before. Instead, he just continues the stride and talks back to the donkey. Poor Bilam. Nothing is wondrous to him. Nothing is wonderful to him. As opposed to Moshe, who could look out and say, like the Tom in the Haggadah, Mazos. He's not simple, he's pure. Rabbeinu Tam wasn't simple and Yaakov wasn't simple. These people were pure. Yaakov ish Tam Yoshev Olim. Everything is wondrous and wonderful to them. Mazos. What a wonderful thing, but poor Bilam takes no time to rest and look and smell the roses and wonder, look at a beautiful sunrise and a beautiful sunset and look up at the Kadosh Baruch Hu's amazing world and say, what an amazing thing we have here. Instead, no pause. That's why we have spaces in the Torah and you could see the contrast between so many pages of Torah and what's written about Bilam.